Once upon a time, there was a kingdom with many soldiers. There was also a man and his family. The man had three sons. The oldest was big and strong. The second was skinny but agile. The third one was just weak. The older sons were good enough to serve in the kingdom's army. They became soldiers. The last son wasn't good enough to serve in the kingdom, so he became jealous of his older brothers. Beyond the kingdom was a jungle with a lot of killing monsters and animals. One of these species were the I get easy meat monsters. These monsters were ferocious and had no mercy. Beyond the jungle was a massive sea of water. People had never been there, but they guessed there would be monsters. Beyond the water was the unknown. Every time the king sent out soldiers to check if any monsters were about to attack, they never came back. Then something even worse happened. A flying and man-eating tiger came and kidnapped the princess. Now, when everybody heard this, they were scared and they thought they would be next. Day by day, new people became kidnapped, and it came to the point that the king had to call a meeting. He called everyone in the kingdom. In the meeting, the king explained how someone would have to save the kingdom by defeating the flying tiger. And when they did, they would get to rule over the kingdom and have the princess's hand in marriage. The man's oldest son volunteered to fight. So the next day, the oldest son set off into the jungle. The second he set foot in the jungle, he heard the noises of the I Get Easy meat monsters. But the strong oldest son, killed the monsters with ease, one by one, and the oldest son went on past the jungle. All three sons had learned how to make boats with wood, so the son went and made a boat. He sailed into the sea, not knowing where to go. Then his boat got hit. The 8-foot-long sharks came upon him and killed him sadly. After days of the oldest son not coming, the second son set off to fight the flying tiger. The second son used his speed and agility to get by the jungle monsters and make a boat fast enough to escape them. So in the early morning on his boat, the second son got attacked. They messed up his boat, but he was lucky because he and his little brother had learned how to swim. So he swam away from the sharks and came upon an island. The island had a lot of mini flying tigers. They had a plan to go overthrow the king, which was a flying tiger who had kidnapped the princess and everybody else. But it's too bad the son was weakened by the sharks, and he died. Now it was up to the weak son to defeat the flying tiger. Somehow, because the two older brothers had killed many of the jungle monsters, they got scared. They got scared of the weak boy and left him alone. But the third son still almost died because he fell into a nest of snakes. The snakes were lunging at him with their venomous mouths. The boy had to run as fast as he could out of the jungle. The son saw the massive sea. The boy was a little unfortunate because he had forgotten how to build a boat. So the little boy had to swim. Because the little boy was so light, the sharks didn't even notice him as he swam past them. And so he ended up on the island with the small flying tigers. They told him about their plan of overthrowing the giant flying tiger. They decided it would be in the night, but what they didn't know is that the giant tiger was feasting on the kidnapped that night. Everyone came and they went to attack. They found themselves facing the king tiger, and they used that to their advantage. The small flying tigers took all the kidnapped and took them into the forest, except the princess because the big tiger had her. So now it was one-on-one with the giant tiger. When the boy saw the kidnapped princess, rage filled him, which made him think about his two older brothers who had gotten killed because of the tiger, and he got fed up. So the boy broke a sharp twig from a tree and threw it in the tiger's eye. Then the tiger threw his sword and missed the boy by 2 inches. The boy then grabbed the sword, and started laying around and threw it straight through the tiger's chest. The tiger started falling and the tiger fell and missed the boy by 4 inches. The boy was able to release the princess, got to the others, and they all rode the mini flying tigers to the kingdom. When the boy and the others got to the kingdom, the king made the small boy king, and the boy was able to marry the princess, and they lived happily ever after.